Oh my goodness gracious me. This thing is absolutely sublime. I am genuinely blown away. I mean, just my gosh. Competition red on an Alfa Romeo is by far my personal favorite combo. How's it going, people? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another video. And I'm here in my Alfa Romeo top today as a very biased Alfa Romeo fan, driving a car I've been waiting to drive for a really long time, the Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio. I've actually just stepped out of the Stelvio. That video might be out already, or it might come second. I'm not sure which one I'm going to do first yet. And you can kind of see the difference. Look at this. This is in Alpha Red right here. Very nice red, but look at competition red. This thing is just insane. I can't believe how good that is. In the sun, it just pops. You probably can't even catch the sparkle in the fleck, but multi-layered, the most beautiful. My goodness gracious me. And look at this plate on it as well. Not bad at all. Now today I have the pleasure of driving this lovely car and telling you guys how much of a super saloon it really is. If I step inside this lovely interior for a moment, it has a 2.9 litre twin turbocharged V6 engine that was produced in collaboration with Ferrari. It makes 505 brake horsepower and gets from 0 to 60 in 3.8 seconds. That sounds very super saloon-esque, especially when you consider that the M3 also has 502 brake horsepower and does 0 to 60 in 3.8 seconds. It's one of its main rivals. I can't wait for this. I'm gonna get straight in it and take it for a drive, I'm sorry. Huge thanks to Motorland for letting me drive this car and review it in an unbiased way. Today I'm here to work out whether or not this car is worth the 30 grand that it typically costs. These come in at around about 30 grand bottom end, and this one's up for about 35,000 pounds, 35,500 pounds. That's significantly cheaper than an Alfa Romeo 4C. I also need to answer the question of how much of a super saloon really is this car. Now the elephant in the room whenever you talk about any Alfa Romeo is build quality, right? Is the build quality actually any good, or is it just a little bit cheap and trash and all the rest of it? Now, around the car there are some little bits of plastic that I think could be replaced. I'm talking about some of these vents on the bonnet, the vents on the side, the vents in those kinds of places. They do feel a little bit cheap when you compare it to the rest of the car, which has all this really lovely carbon fiber. This thing has a carbon fiber front splitter and carbon fiber all around the front and the rear as well. The carbon at the front is active aero. It's serious business. It moves to help the aerodynamics of the car and help it handle better. So that is seriously expensive and clever and intelligent stuff. And then for some reason it has little bits of plastic here and there, which I understand is to save cost and to save weight, obviously. If I have one of these, I'm definitely swapping those plastic bits out for just some nice carbon fiber inserts or something instead. I'll be real, when you're inside it, it doesn't feel as special as the 4C. The 4C gives you a very different experience. It gives you that kind of supercar-esque feeling when you're driving it, just from that, like, I'm in this two-seater sports car with a carbon fiber tub around me. This actually might be one of the first times that I've driven a car and really understood that James May sentiment around when you drive a car, you don't get to see it, because this thing is so good looking. I'm looking into like shop windows to see reflections of the car. Now for me, Alfa Romeos are special for three reasons. One is the looks, as I've mentioned a million times already. Two is the like feeling of a soul. And these modern cars typically don't have as much of a soul as the old ones that are a bit more trash and a bit more likely to break down and whatever, but they had that kind of soul factor. I'm hoping that in driving this today, it still has that soul. And the final piece is they're supposed to be agile and light, and they were born out of early Grand Prix racing. They were born out of the Mille Miglia and things like that. I want to imagine that I could do the Mille Miglia in this, just like I could in a Sprint GTA back in the day. I mean, it's really strange because, like, I really want to drive it fast. In the M4, I felt like the car wanted to drive fast, if that makes any sense. Like an M4 for me was like, this car wants to go fast all the time. Every time I go anywhere near the throttle pedal, it's telling me, thou shalt go fast. In this, I want to go fast instead. It's kind of like I'm cruising along at these slow speeds and it comfortably handles them. The M4 never really handled these slow speeds very comfortably. It wanted to go all the time. And to be honest, that kind of gave the M4 a bit of a soul. So hopefully this does too. I mean, if I put it into race mode, oh, it's loudened up already. It wants me to be in manual, of course. Yeah, man. Okay, this is gonna be fun. I take it back. You just put it into race mode and that soul arrives. We're not at the fast bit of road yet. We have to be gentle with it. Listen to that noise. It really lets the V6 sing. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, this is gonna be good. Are we ready? Oh my gosh. Come on. Oh my goodness gracious me. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, it just gives you that feeling, that soul feeling that I mentioned with Alfa Romeos that you really want. Mate, the way this thing picked up and went, and the feeling it gave me in my soul. Oh, yeah, man. This is a race car, it's not a road car. What's going on here? Oh, bro. The brakes inspire so much confidence. Woo! The rear stepping out, going around that corner. My goodness gracious me. Oh, bro. This is such useless car journalism. Bro, I've said it a million times. I feel like anytime I drive a car that makes me smile like this, my ability to review a car in like a calm, composed, useful way just goes out of the window. Oh, I'm gonna miss this thing when I get rid of it. I've driven it for 15 minutes and already I can tell this thing is proper. Coming out that corner, the back just stepped out just that bit. But the whole car was like, nah, I'm going straight. I'm going straight. It just wiggled and wiggled and was like, nah, I'm going straight. Yeah, that. How can it look this good? How can it sound this good? How can it drive this good? There's a very different experience to cars like the RS4 that I drove, like the M3 that I drove. They're from kind of the late 2000s era. They're a bit more analog. Obviously, this is a lot less analog than those cars, but somehow it's still giving me enough of the raw feel. I think because it's just got so much power and it's all going to the rear wheels. You definitely need to warm the tires up on this because it will spit you into a barrier on a different level. Is the car well balanced? Yes, it is really well balanced. But it's definitely balanced towards that rear coming round on me. It's just wriggling on me. It's just wriggling on me at all times. Oh my goodness. Bro, you touch the throttle a little bit too much and that back's coming round. This is where the soul's coming from. What they've basically done here is make a super lightweight saloon, like fast saloon, giving it way too much power and put all of that power into those rear wheels. So yes, as I said, it's super well balanced, but you're still on edge. You still know the car could kill you. Yeah, this thing will spit me off the road if I'm not careful. Ah, terrifying. I'm actually a little bit scared. I love the shift lights as well. I'm shifting so early in it because I just don't want to, yeah, this would be an unreal car to take to a track day. Let's drop the window and see what it sounds like when you actually send it. Right, I'm not going to send it straight away. Oh my gosh! It gets so much wheel spin. Bro, this thing's killer. Look, I've driven faster cars than this. But this one feels fast. That's what I like about it. And it feels like it's gonna murder me. And that's what I like about it. Again, it's bringing me back into the equation. It's giving me that feeling of like, look, you're in serious trouble if you don't control this car. You're in serious danger. You have to be good with your throttle. You have to be good with your brake. You have to be good with your hands. Or you are in a wall. Bro, did you not see that wiggle? I'm on half, I'm not even on half throttle. You need some slicks on this. You need slicks. You don't, forget road tires, put slicks on it and take it around Silverstone. If you were gonna drive this car very fast, you'd need to be a very good driver, right? You need to be able to drive a car and kind of float it around. You need to be able to float it around corners so that you're just on the edge of traction at all times. That is this kind of car. I can feel it already. You need to be able to let this car slide and move around and do its thing. What a pleasure to drive. What an absolute pleasure to drive. This is like going old school again. It's just old school with flappy paddles. It's old school with flappy paddles. Simple as that. I haven't said this in a long time. Not since the Alfa Romeo 4C video. I've not said this since that video. I need one of these. I need one of these. It's not going to turn as many heads as a 4C. I think if you offered the two cars to me at the same price, I would have the 4C over this. But the fact you can get these starting at £30,000, where the 4Cs are often going for like up to 50k now, it's incredible. This is so much car for the money, and it probably still has further to depreciate as well. Like, what in the world? Alfa Romeo know how to make a good car. Oh, it's so dangerous. It's so dangerous. I've not gotten to the shift light yet. I've not gotten to it. Best car I've driven this year. Best car I've driven the last few years. Let's try and get to the shift light. There it is, the shift light, finally. Oh, this car doesn't make me feel a million miles away from the 4C, and it costs at least like 10-15 grand less. You know what is cool about cars like this, right, is that I don't even think about the interiors on them. Even though I like the interior in this car, it's a nice place to be. There's a bit of plastic here, for example, but broadly it's a lot of carbon fiber. When the car feels like this, when it's as engaging to drive as this, when it is as over the top and aggressive and wants to wiggle around as much as this car does, the place that I'm in fades into the background. It becomes irrelevant. I don't even think about it. All that's left to think about for me at this point is that driving experience. People say that modern cars don't have souls. This has a soul. It's just that soul is very aggressive and wants to kill you. The responsiveness, it responds so well to everything I want it to do. The throttle, the gears, the steering wheel. My feet are just having the best time. My hands are having the best time. Mate, as a person who loves driver's cars, this is absolutely a driver's car. I mean, the fact that I can fit my golf clubs in the back is just a bonus. It's just a bonus. In reality, this car serves one purpose, and that is to be driven. What a sublime car, man. Wholeheartedly, unequivocally, like, I want one of these. And I want one sooner rather than later. So please hit the like button. And hit subscribe if you haven't already, for 2 videos every single week and a bunch more car reviews coming with Motorland. And go and watch all the back catalogue of my videos. I've got 500 plus videos for you to go and watch. Everyone go watch all those videos. I need to make as much bread as possible because I need to buy one of these sooner rather than later. Own one of these, own a 4C, have the two of them as my 2-car garage. Life is good. I don't know how more of these haven't been crashed. People on the road shouldn't be allowed to drive cars like this. It's way too aggressive. Better value for money than the 4C, absolutely. But also, Super Saloon on a different level. Mate, it looks stunning. Does it sound good? Does it sound good? Does it sound good? Bro, of course it sounds good. Does it handle good? Absolutely, but does it handle in a way that makes me feel super engaged whilst I'm driving it? Makes me feel like I'm in something where it could go wrong. It could go really right. This is the Super Saloon experience that I'm after. If I want a Super Saloon, I'm getting this. Whoa. Now that was special. What an absolute pleasure to drive. Thanks again to Motorland for it. I need to have one. I just need to have one. I would probably end up in a wall. I would perish. My wallet would also perish, obviously. But I mean, I'm just in a daze. I've got a headache from how much fun I've been having. I've kind of given up on whatever storyline I was trying to make. The main point is, that car absolutely slaps. It absolutely slaps. It just is really, really aggressive. The way that it puts the power down, it's just 505 brake to the rear wheels. Like, it was never going to be easy, was it? That thing right there, I want every Super Saloon to feel like that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you then do hit the like button and subscribe as well if you're new, and go check out this video on screen right here to see another very nice Alfa Romeo review.